Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hello. Welcome back to another edition of Slimy Green Garage. I know it's been a while, so I gotta act like a fool just to bring you the entertainment that you deserve. Anyway, it's been a while. I've got reasons, excuses, and all sorts of things I could tell you why we haven't posted a video. I'm gonna get into that. We sold the building. Okay? So we had no shop. Moved all the tools. So we got no tools. But we've got this right here. The future home of Slimy Green Garage. Plan on having lots of fun down here, and I hope that you're going to be entertained. At least I will be, because sometimes I just got to entertain myself. But anyway, I hope you're all doing real well. We look forward to getting some new videos going. We're going to tell you all about the dream. We're going to share our dream with you so that you can come along for the ride and maybe be inspired by the creator himself to come up with some dreams for yourself, to not be scared, but to live with purpose as God leads you, to do great things. So, let's get to it. But what we have here in this new dream, this new vision that God has given us, is a new space that we plan on building out into something awesome. And so if you look behind me, you can see the barn. Over there, it says Central Avenue. And so this whole thoroughway coming through here, woo, this is going to be Central Avenue. We're going to do some neat stuff down here. And we'll flip the camera around. This right here is the new spot for Slimy Green Garage. Now, I know all you guys and gals, a lot of us have dreams of grandeur of a huge building, and I did. However, this is going to be a 30 by 50 by 16 foot tall building. And yes, I would have liked to have a bigger building, but the wife and I firmly believe at this point in our lives, we've been this way for a while, but you don't do anything that you can't pay for. And so while this isn't as big of a pad or building as I would have liked to have, it's gonna be good enough. In fact, it's probably gonna be fantastic, and I'll keep you updated as progress is made on this. There we are again. We get this building back up, we can start setting the shop up. It's gonna take some time to build it out, but we can get back to doing some of those fun, wacky projects that we do here at Slimy Green Garage, and I will look forward to having you back looking at the channel, watching the videos, and see what kind of dreams that we can make possible down there. You can see over there. Oh, there we go. There's our trusses for the roof. Again, 16 foot tall on the back of the property. Back of the garage, I should say. We're going to put a mezzanine back there. And so you'll get to see the full build out of the shop. You know, I watched a lot of YouTube videos actually on shops being built and whatnot, and there's some nice stuff out there. Some really, really fancy places that are huge. I truly believe while this shop isn't going to be as big as I originally had planned, I think this 30 by 50, 16 foot tall, it's going to function extremely well for a shop. Obviously, we're not going to have a ton of extra storage. We're not going to be parking a ton of vehicles in there. It's not going to be made to store. It's going to be made to work out of. And so, very excited about what we got here, about what is possible, and I so look forward to getting back at it. Just for fun, let's imagine it. There's a building here, and right here, right there is where the big door is going to be. It's going to be a 14 by 14. So we're just going to drive into the shop. Try not to trip as I step over here. Yeah, so now we're inside the shop. You know, it really does not look that big. You know, a little depressing. No, I'm not going to cry, not on camera. No, not today. Anyway, let's just go ahead and drive on in. So, driving in. We're getting here. We're getting over to the back side of the building. And again, I'm going to have to bring this back a little bit. Anyway, back in here is where the mezzanine is going to be. So, whoop, you know, hey, got to get that camera up there. Yeah, so, you know, somewhere up here. There'll be like a upper level. Then we go up a little higher. And that's where, you know, other stuff can happen up here. Anyway, that's kind of the dream of the mezzanine. We could turn to this direction, and there'll be a 10 by 10 door over here. My plan is to be able to drive vehicles in from the side, and we'll have a car hoist somewhere in here. And that way, You know, there again, that's where our 14x14 front opening is. We can drive vehicles in that sit, but they won't be in the way of the work that's going on the hoist. Because again, we're going to drive in from the side to where the hoist is. Probably actually where I'm standing is about where the hoist will be. You see, the world has done a really good job, if you haven't noticed already. I think a lot of people are waking up. But the world does a really good job of training us to go to school, graduate, go to college, get a job, work. The vast majority of your life, by the way, for most people. And you never stop until you're almost done, expired. Well, I think people used to, living off the land, that was their main job. Find a piece of land, pay for said piece of land, and build your dreams, not dependent on the system of convenience that the world tries to sell us, where we can buy the latest and greatest and newest gadgets, because you got to have those. You know, something I remember about my grandparents, for instance, everything they had was extremely well taken care of. But they didn't go out every time the newest appliance or gadget came out and have to have it. No, I mean, you walk into their house back in the day and they still had the old console TV, you know, built in a wood cabinet, and it still looked like it was brand new, and their house was always spotless with that dated wallpaper that, you know, lasted much longer than the trend would have wanted it to, you know, but they took care of what they had, and what a blessing that was as a lesson to me, because we live in a disposable world where we've moved from one thing to the next without giving a second thought to why. There's no peace in it, because we're always moving. We always got to have something to do. Everybody is overwhelmed with the amount of responsibilities that they've allowed to come into their life. And so the whole dream down here for Slimy Green Garage, and oh, by the way, the wife and I here on this property have started a YouTube channel, which is going to be a while before we get, you know, some real footage on there, but it is called It'll Do Acres. So if you're interested in the living off the land, we're not off grid, might prepare some things so that in the event that the grid would go down, that we'd be fine down here. But if you're interested in that kind of stuff, go check out It'll Do Acres and follow that, and we'll start getting some footage up there as we can. In case you haven't been introduced yet, this is the 1950 Chevy. It's actually the wife's truck. Awesome story behind this truck. My dad, when he was a small boy, Mel from Mel's Texaco in Nebraska City, Nebraska, took him under his wing after my daddy's dad passed away at a very, very young age. So Dad was just a young boy. They turned a Boy Scout uniform into a service technician's uniform for Mel's Texaco. And this truck, whole story behind it I won't get into now, but the wife and I ended up finding out this was all painted over. You can tell it's hand painted over. But after we rubbed this out, come to find out, the God is so good, we have the Mel's Texaco truck, the service truck that would have been at that Mel's Texaco station in Nebraska City when my daddy was just a little boy. And there's a good chance that Dad would have been able to hop in and ride in this truck when they were going out for service calls. So that's a possible truck that we could be getting started on soon. This was my grandpa's truck that he bought brand new. And of course he didn't tell Grandma about it when he bought it. He just showed up at home one day. If you look in the back window in that corner, there's actually part of the original in transit sticker on that. But when my grandma passed away, I inherited that truck, and we've done a lot of work to that already. I don't think any of that's on video, but this is another project that we can have some fun with. And if you look way over there, I zoom in. I don't know how clear that picture is, but if you're looking over there, you can see that there's a 1955 Chevy, as well as a 1966 C10 truck. And we've got to decide, and maybe you can help me decide, what project should we be working on first? I don't know. we'll figure it out. But if you got any of those, if you have any of those that you would prefer, we make our first project when we get our shop up and running, let me know. We'll see how it plays out. Anyway, these are just some of the projects that we've got here. Oh, don't forget Big Red over here, Takeuchi TL12 V2. We had to get the biggest, baddest machine that we could, because when you buy junk like I do, right, you got to be able to pick it up and move it when it doesn't run. Not to mention it comes in handy for picking up big logs and pushing over dead trees, and you know, we've got plenty of that kind of stuff around here. So anyway, some of the fun stuff we might be able to work on. You know what I'm saying? Okay then. All right then, let's just get back to it then. Yeah. But anyway, I've yapped enough for this video. Welcome to our new dream. I hope that you're all doing well. God bless you greatly. And remember to use those superpowers to be a blessing unto the world. Thank you, Father, for this day and this opportunity. You be awesome, people, like I know that you are. And we'll see you soon.